Somebody say all these girls want to teach how to play sporting bets. Make gonna marry them.
Is ever gonna do it?
Make gonna marry them. The way girls play sporting bets now, or long. I don't know if you just stumble. I don't know if you just stumble on them, Baba. Everywhere I turn, like I don't see bills to play sporting bets. I say, sir.
This thing.
Somebody say, I didn't see you in class with it. Say, focus on your business this semester. Leave me alone. No face me. Sporting bets don't
you definitely get.
No, at the point, there will be some regulation. I think so. I think
regulation
at some point. You know how Nigerians like to jump on something. One day, one house of rest person go talk up for floor. You go say our youths are now fully into gambling. Some Nigerians will take moral stand. Churches will come outside. They go blast them. Clerics. They will say our society is gone. They don't worry about the mates where they make our society they gone. No. They will say nah betting. I'm not. They watch now. I'm giving it. I'm giving it 2 years.
Now so that they do. But they will never regulate betting. Baba,
I'm giving it 2 years.
Why? The way that's what they do, but they only do it for waiting that affects them. Majority of the betting, no be their friends or them with the government. Now ain't get the franchise. I don't get that. They will never regulate betting. When they do that nonsense, they will do it for social media. It affects them. They will do it for waiting else because it affects them. The way young people just insult us on social media. The way they just talk on social media, now them they enjoy that. It affects them directly. Once you not affect them directly, they will never ever touch it.
This Dezebi where they say or say they want coach Man City next. You say not like English. You say not like English referees.
You know they you know what? You know that the video song they go feel it.
Baba, because I see one start. But I'm not won any of the last 6 games in the Premier League. I say
yes, sir.
How did he?
Don't under the radar. Nobody they talk.
Aston Villa 6-1, Liverpool 2-2, Man City 2-1, Fulham 1-1, Everton 1-1, Sheffield 1-1. This no be Arsenal they play. They play Liverpool. Yes, they play Liverpool. They play Aston Villa. They play. But how far Fulham? How far Everton? Sheffield they say when better pass.
If to say Sheffield even get sense, as they win that Sheffield will win that match.
Yeah.
Baba, I didn't watch the
match where I play by 2.5. Bastard Sheffield. You get chances like it to flip the game off.
Oh, now wow. The you don't see fire. You don't see shaky.
You don't see shaky that. Shebi we they talk about injuries start of the season. They say make we keep quiet. That time I talk out. Say we have 13 injuries, 13 players out. They say you just spent 1 billion in 3 seasons. I said money don't they stop injury. Money na iron plate shin guard. I said it stop injury. Everybody don't they feel am now. Kieran Trippier, they para for their own fans. Say how many injuries do we have? How many injuries?
You're angry.
Complain.
Sherry said the Zambia has transformed the team from McAllister to moved on from Casado and McAllister seamlessly. See, what top managers do is top managers use the players they have regardless of anything. That's what they use.
Like that we did.
Not so.
These injuries wahala. Everybody go chop her. He go touch everybody. Huh.
After I get lost, they win these guys by this scoreline because that agenda was just waiting like this. It was just that agenda just wait like this.
Which guy?
Arsenal now.
Who Arsenal play last?
They get lost. They beat Burnley by 3-0 or something like that. That idiot there's a company. They say it's transformed.
Company is not serious. Company is not serious. I don't look company. Company is not serious. We they win match. We're leading, I think 2-1, a bit 3-1. Yeah. We they lead game. Ball come off for side touchline like this. I see company come on hand, greet Zinchenko, come they hug him. But I said, look at this one. You are losing 3-1. You are hugging Zinchenko.
Make I tell you something there. Make I tell you something. For this whole company and Burnley matter, make I tell you that waiting for me pass for this whole situation. But I remember before season starts. Now, so because of say, don't get one video of the same company where they go around on social media, where they para for those Burnley players. Say, I make the decision. I'm responsible. Now they say Chelsea are looking at company. My God. It be like say my whole world won't crash. I say, my God.
Is it Chelsea?
If I don't know that news,
company.
there's no way where I can believe her. Now, rumor with them from somewhere.
Tottenham almost missed out on Portugal because
my God. Ha!
Premier League. Bro, both come for your team. You lose 2-0. What's in your mind now, Kamara? How you take Zinchenko? That's the way you see that's the way you get your phone number for your phone. Your phone number, your phone. I'm sure you probably still see him. You don't see him before the match starts.
You don't see him
because you just want to make
Premier
League directors, you just want to hug him, make it in the show.
I see him. I said, this one is not serious at all. He's not serious. They go beat you for this league anyhow.
You don't see Mourinho when we say Arteta and now Mourinho prodigy. Forget this Pep. Now Pep give and walk. You understand? That one day they be Spanish, they be friends, they be Spanish boys. But as far as like Mourinho, Arteta don't know themselves. See, you get. They'll play man, you play man, you go play. Man, you go play whoever man you go play. You go see, you go like say 1 killer for touchline.
Yes, sir.
We're here to walk. We'll walk finish. You don't see Sarri and Mourinho before Derby of Fear. Where did they play for Italy? Before match, they talk, they jam talk. Match start like this. After match, Mourinho they hug Sarri. I didn't want. Let's keep it like that. 1 point draw. Everybody go to the house. They hug player for the photo.
You don't see that that Romero, touchdown defender. Even saying no get sense. He almost break Enzo's leg. They don't go international break. They don't laugh. How about that? So long as we're on that field against each other.
I know the funny thing. But when I watch that match, I say if Enzo no be an Argentine player, if Enzo was not from Argentina, he go slap that Romero. He go slap him.
Yeah.
The only reason for that tackle is the leg breaker. It was
you have no reason to tackle. Like I wonder how you tackle person like that for your own box. If you want to do and say you go reason say you your own box, you go calm down.
See, now people see now that mindset do make Argentina win World Cup. Strike as they fear the guy. The guy wants to kill. Like he literally wants to have blood on his hands.
Was it Tata? Was it Tata? Was he a starting defender?
For Argentina, the World Cup.
Of course, he's a starting defender. He play every game now. Now every match he play. Now very senior defender for. And funnily, he wasn't like that. He was in Atalanta.
No, you see that team, man.
He was in Atalanta and he played so well in that Atalanta team. I just don't know why he's so. The guy they defend like say 1 key person.
Yes, that's how that's how defender should defend. Because he won't kill you.
He will get a few red cards to cement his reputation as a killer. He will balance his game out. People will fear him. Everything, and then we'll ride into the sunset.
That's how defender must defend. I see this guy Neil Warnock. They make some propositions for VAR. He say 30-second time for limit of decisions. I think I love it. He say the referee cannot. The VAR has 30 seconds to review the call and make it keep the game moving. Do you get anything you cannot come to? Any conclusion you cannot come to in that period of time, keep it moving. Do you get? And I think I love it. He say stop using slow-mo replays. I think I agree with that one as well. Baba, there's nothing as bad as seeing something in slow motion. I'm telling you, this is why the referees, I feel like this is why the referees, to choose referee in the game, you must go through a very rigorous process, you get. Because it's a skill. It's a skill, decision-making skill, it's a fitness. It has a lot to do with your fitness. It has a lot to do with how you understand the game. Because, bro, a game is very feisty. A tackle is made in real time. Do you get? And I see the tackle in real time. I didn't deem it to be malicious because I know the tension of the game. I know the banter going on between these two players. Do you understand? I see their side talk, I see their trash talk, all those kinds of things. Then that could come happen. I can't freeze that frame. They look only that incident. That incident become isolated completely. You understand?
Yeah.
So I don't see how that is helping the game. I don't see how it is. Because I don't see you slow-moing everything. You get when the camera is not on them. You know, players are talking. You don't see that video where this guy, that's a coach, where this guy do. Nah, is it not Christian Vieri, Abi who? He say one of the defenders, they tell him about, say, I get the same car you get. For free, they play ball. You don't see that video. I bless I don't say when I want that video. They were playing the game. He said, I saw your new car that you just bought. Say, I have the same one as well. Say, the engine is very good. Say, but it doesn't eat too much fuel. They play ball, they go. You get. You don't say, they talk. They talk. You can't say, that's true. Say, this your boot. Say, this your boot. Does it, who said the boot to you? In a striker, defender, the guy that defender, they tell her all these things. You know, he missed the first header, the crossbar, he missed the first header. The guy continue to talk to her. Say, say your club, say, how does the coach say? How is the coach? He's a very nice guy. This is they put second cross, he miss him. Third time, the guy won't talk to her. He say, please, leave me alone. I'm trying to you get say, leave me alone. I'm trying to play. Say the guy
have to do everything possible.
Made him lose focus. Yes, sir. You get. So all those things are part of the game. You understand? What's part of the game?
It sounds unreal.
It sounds unreal. But we don't ever hear that one. But game will go on. You can't give person, you can't tackle him. Now, in guy, you don't talk things, so you can't be like, say, you won't kill him. You don't want to kill him. You just, now, that's the way they go on between them. You can't slow-mo that frame. Come play 11 times. Everybody goes, say, you don't kill him. Like, see, you don't see the training clip. Gabriel and one young defender for Brazil camp, where they just call.
There will not be young defender, now Hendrick now, attacker.
Hendrick.
That boy really score good, like we're going to Madrid, I think, next summer.
You don't see that clip. You don't see that clip.
German to win.
The way in German, if not for real game and you slow-mo that thing, now record be that along. Now record, I'm telling you. But when the guy doesn't realize is that you just got control of the ball. You understand? Your job is to make yourself firm. You understand? To expect a challenge. Now, obviously, it might be a foul, but if they slow-mo that thing, bro, that's a record all day.
I didn't even think it was a foul. I have to watch it again. I didn't think it was a foul because I thought it was shoulder to shoulder. If not saying a back, now this guy German, there's probably a foul. This VAR thing, I just feel like I think the entire football world, in my opinion, the entire football world is making too much of a negative situation of what is happening. Now, there are controversies. I think that a VAR that's supposed to help you make a better decision, now, after using that same VAR, you now successfully make even a worse decision. I think there needs to be conversation. Come, what's it? Now, I also think that there needs to be like a fine-tuning of the process at which you make that decision. So when this person says maybe 30 seconds, I think 30 seconds is too short. I would say maybe a minute or maybe 45 seconds. Because in real time, 30 seconds is no time. In real time, in the heat of the game. Remember that Arsenal goal, that Newcastle goal against Arsenal. There's no way you are going to come to a decision in 30 seconds. Absolutely no way. Why?
Because there were three things
to check. If there was an offside, if there was a foul, if there was a handball, you have those three things to check. There's no way you are going to do that in 30 seconds. So I would say maybe a minute. So that's why I feel like, okay, and there's no need. And I think also, it's the Premier League organization in England that's making it so difficult. You can clearly see that there are problems that need to be addressed. How do you address it? Okay, fine-tune the process of making decisions. Okay, 1 minute at most. Okay, that's it. Whatever we recommend is already known that the referees are the ones that still make the final decision. That way, you know that you go through that rigorous way, like you said, to pick your referees. Because irrespective of VAR or assistant refs or anything, the person who still makes the decision is the on-field referee. The on-field ref still has the overriding decision. So you pick your referee and you make sure that your referee is as top level, as top class as possible.
For me, watch the Chelsea Man City game. You get top game of football. You get Anthony Taylor. I thought they had a decent game. You know, not brilliant but decent.
Yeah.
They say the penalty on Cucurella. The penalty on Cucurella for Haaland. You get. I think that in the game that I grew up watching, you get, that should not be a penalty. You understand? It should not be a penalty because if you have the benefit of VAR and you see that both of them are grappling, but Cucurella does not disengage in time when the ball is in action, because you can grapple when the ball is not in play. Like you see, the ball didn't come into the area for it to be attacked when they were grappling. But when the ball comes into the area for it to be attacked, Cucurella was still holding on, right? That's why I think a bit of common sense should be on Cucurella's part. So I would say 50-50. You understand? If you give it or you don't give it, I would say, anyone you arrive at, I'll be fine with that. Obviously, the team on the receiving end will be more cross with it, But there's another call that the guy made, the penalty to the handball. The Kawaka handball. I think that was a spot-on decision. You get spot on. Because I was telling you, it's not
which spot-on decision that one. Handball
I think it's spot on. Because that's not a clear and obvious error. You see that word, eh? No. You see that word, eh? Clear and obvious.
It's where I was going to go to. The Premier League have to simplify the terms they're using. For instance, the Liverpool howler happened because of the terms they were using. Oh, check complete. What were you checking? The referee hears check complete.
Now wait till they talk that I said fine-tune your process.
Just simplify the terms. For instance, in the latest edition of the Mic Talk, I could hear the conversation they were having, the Newcastle game, and the referee and the VAR were very explicit in what they were saying. The referee was first. The VAR asked the referee, "What is the on-field decision? What is the on-field decision?" The on-field decision was goal, and they had to. Then the VAR said, "Confirm that the on-field decision is goal." They confirmed again, and then they started checking. So sometimes, is this clear and obvious error? The Arsenal goal, I still say, the Newcastle goal. The talk is, was it a howler? Did the referee make a howler? I'm like, what is the meaning of the referee making a howler? Was it a foul or not?
And
this is where we should simplify. This is where we should simplify these terms to. Is that a foul or not? Is that a penalty or not? Does it push him or not? Just simplify it. Get it that simple.
So there can be a foul, right? I believe there can be a foul, but it's not an obvious error.
That's the point. What is the meaning of obvious error?
I am telling you.
Hold on. Let's make it clear. Hold on. Sorry. Let me say this. The game should be refereed. We always advocate that the game should be refereed by the books. Is this a foul or not?
No. The game should be refereed by the books. The game should be refereed by the books with a space. With a space for common sense.
With a bit of common sense.
Interpreting the discretion.
With a bit of common sense. But when it comes to fouls, when it comes to penalties, when it comes to tackles that are borderline red card or yellow, you've got to referee by the book. You've got to say, is it a foul or not? Because that idea of, it wasn't a howler, I do not understand it. What is the meaning of a howler when someone has put two hands on someone's back and impeded him from jumping?
Sorry, that's where discretion comes in.
It's not a clear and obvious error. Relax. We have to be clear. What's a clear and obvious error in the context of coming to a decision between the referees and the VAR? What's the meaning of clear and obvious error? Clear and obvious error, the way I understand it, would mean, has the referee made a clear and obvious error? That's not what that means.
So there are two parts of it. You get there's a clear and obvious. Do you understand? There are two parts. That's how I would rather interpret it. You understand?
No,
Now
they interpret they interpret obvious error as a decision that is split. If you're going to ask people, who how many people would think this is an obvious error? That's what they interpret it. That's what they interpret.
That's my
referee. You are saying,
for instance,
if the decision by the referee is an obvious error.
Hold on. When the Arsenal goal, the Newcastle goal happened, Dermot Gallagher was spoken to after the game, and he said, "If you asked me if I was the referee and I was on that pitch, I would say it's a foul because I see clearly two hands impeding a player from jumping. If you ask another referee, they probably think, oh, he should be stronger. It's not a foul. So that's what they interpret clear and obvious error as. Those decisions that are split where people have different.
So let's go back to the Man U Arsenal. Sorry, Rufai. Man U Arsenal, right? The Gabriel on Højlund. Is that a clear foul, right? But is it an obvious error? I don't think it is.
It's not a clear foul. It's not a clear foul.
No, it's a clear foul.
I promise you, it's not a clear foul. See, this is where we're going.
Is it that decision? Is it that decision? If I'm to be honest, I would say I've seen them given. It looks like a penalty. In hindsight,
that thing looks like a penalty. That thing looks like a penalty
because in the heat of the moment, as an Arsenal fan, I'm like, oh, come on, get up. But having watched that thing again, and that's what the VR has. VR has hindsight. You can look at it and look at it again. It looks like a foul. It looks like
Let's define clear. Let's define clear. Clear is void of bias. You get is what I've seen there. And has Højlund been impeded? I think been pulled back from pulling the trigger. Yes, you understand. Now that's not subjective. That's not subjective to anybody. Everybody can see what they saw. You understand?
No, I promise you, that thing, in my opinion, was not a foul. If you look at it in slow motion, it is a blatant foul. And that's what we talked about before. If you look at it in slow motion, if you slow that clip down.
So you agree that it looks like a foul. So what you have agreed is that it is clear to see. Now forget what
you are misunderstanding me.
Hold on now. Forget if it's a foul or not. Can you see the action that has occurred?
That's what I'm telling you now. Me, I see it. That's why I tell you that it's not a foul.
So that define that satisfies the term clear. Did you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? You have seen it. I can see it. And you have seen it. The whole world has seen it.
It's
clear for us to see.
It wasn't a clear foul.
Leave interpretation first.
Yes.
Leave interpretation first. You can see that it's clear. So that much is clear. Now we now go to obvious, right? Now obvious is the subjective part. Do you understand? Because what is obvious to you might not be obvious to me.
Yeah.
You understand? So for example, if I say, oh, you are making a random point, it is clear to me I'm making a random point. You get. But to you, it might be a nail locked on. Do you get?
I see what you did there.
No, yeah. So it's subjective now. So I think that it's a foul on Højlund, right? But the kind of game I want to see, the kind of game I want to watch in football, I don't want the foul to be given. Do you understand? Because strikers need to be stronger in situations, right? And the referee gives it good. The referee doesn't give it good. So you see that's where it's obvious to you, but not obvious to me. But clear, we cannot argue. Like the Arsenal thing. It's clear this guy has a hand on this guy. Yeah, that's how I see it.
Well, so what I was going to say was that the Arsenal thing, the Arsenal situation. And he mentioned it that the day the game happened. What's his name now? What's the name of the guy? The Joelinton. If Joelinton, you see that when you are playing, there are times when you can feel the opposition player. You can feel their hand on you. You can feel their hand on you, but they are not pushing. They are not They are not badgering you. They are not pushing you. Their hand is on you. You can feel it. There's a difference between that and a guy pushing you. Jolinton did not just put his hand to just propel himself. He pushed Gabriel. He pushed Gabriel. If you watch the video again,
that's clear. It's clear for all to see. That is a push.
You understand? He pushed the guy. So that's why when they are saying it's not a foul, and then that one make that ridiculous comment, say it should be stronger. My guy, the ball is in the air. Someone is trying to leave the ground and nod, and they pushed him. And you're telling him he should be stronger. That's why it didn't make sense.
Do you watch the Champions League Copenhagen?
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
VAR. VAR were communicating to the outside to the fans that the record was for an elbow.
I thought it was for an elbow at first.
What everybody's debating, pundits in the studio, everybody's debating the intention you get to either shield the ball, you understand, and it misses timing. But what the VAR were communicating, and this is something I feel like the VAR do purposely. They shift goalposts. Do you understand? Like the Arsenal Liverpool one. They can see that this one will go hook ourselves for here. We cannot explain this away. They'll now reverse some frames. You understand? Now say no. This is what we're looking at. What we're looking at is this one. They do it. That's what they do. Because I can't understand how you communicate to the whole world, to the commentary team, that the raising Rashford recorded is not for the foul with his leg. That is for the elbow. That doesn't make sense to me. So like what you said as well, you have to say exactly what you are reviewing when you are reviewing it. And that's why I feel this guy said, someone said, somebody was bashing, saying, what we'll see soon. No, it was Postecoglou. I've enjoyed watching Postecoglou's press conferences. He's been a top bloke, you get. But the last two he gave, absolute tosh. Absolute tosh. He said, soon we'll see referees being mic'd up. I'm all for referees being mic'd up. I'm all for it. Send a secret cult. You get. What we did. That's a secret cult. What don't hear what you like to talk. You get. What I can ask for the fans is when the referees get mic'd up, don't go looking for morality or a high. Don't go looking for a clean conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? Because that's what fans will do. Because again, if the things that get said, like the things that get said in training, for example, right? If you hear half the things that get said in training, you say that the players and the manager that they are odds. Do you understand? So I understand why there's secrecy in some things, but for Postecoglou to say refs should not be mic'd up, or the way the game is going, that he was brought up to be afraid of the referee. Why should you be afraid of the referee?
Leave.
You could see the agenda on Ateta. Everybody came up. That was a pure PR rollout.
You see what's happening to Postecoglou? Let me tell you what's happening to Postecoglou. Obviously, the first time he's in the Premier League, he's beginning to feel. See, no worry. More of those press conferences will happen. He will say utter nonsense. He's beginning to feel the heat of being a Premier League manager with a lot of attention on you. Now, that time when you do well, you don't be manager at that time. Don't worry. Forget all the praise that they give you. You never cut your teeth yet. All those where they do well. 5 games on the run, you are winning. You are on top of the table. You never cut your teeth yet. Wait. Bro, Mourinho don't do team for Chelsea for Premier League when they 12 on the table. They finished him. Baba, wait till they completely tear you apart. Say you don't even deserve to even.
Small Champions League, small Europa League loss when they lose to lose. You get. Say, how does it feel? Liverpool, how does it feel to lose? You get. Then Klopp's now for press conference. Press conference, they go on, stay on the bounce. He said, by the way, who thought it was a good idea to do a press conference here? Like, why don't you lose? You didn't see that clip?
No, I don't say they lose. I don't see the press conference.
Klopp say, and by the way, a good question to ask is, who thought it would be a good idea to do a press conference in this place? All of a sudden, you don't really go person house. go determine where in Palo
Where they
where
go
is
take
that
the press
go there.
conference. Oloshi.
Now wow, small
You
shit
get.
this you actually you know the way it is.
So all this what
that-
Postecoglou is doing,
He's
just
crazy.
body just begin tell
He
him.
said, yeah, he said, I would never tell the referee how to referee the game. Bro, what are you saying?
No worry. Wait till the day
Nobody-
where can you remember that
nobody-
game? Can you remember one game like this? What's his name? Was he? Yeah, it was Graham Potter now. Graham Potter they find winning. Now person shoot shots. Suchek take hand, catch up. They're not blow penalty.
What's that?
The whole fan base was melting down. Graham Potter said sometimes he go your way. He said, please get this idiot out of this club.
We're trying to create a siege mentality here. You are saying nonsense.
You understand? Wait till you need 1 point to enter European places or whatever. Make them not give penalty where they play that. You learn.
I said, there's too much at stake. There's too much at stake.
He said it the way it is. There's too much at stake.
I say, I was
too much at stake.
100% in favor of Teta.
Yes, now 100%.
He said there's too much at stake. You have to get these things right. There's too much at stake.
You know what?
You know, I looked at that game. I said Newcastle will be a very difficult game for anybody at their home. If you cannot win this game, don't lose it. Obviously, we didn't do enough to win the game, but don't lose it. 1 point might be the difference between Champions League football and Europa League football. 1 point can be a difference between league and so you could see how pained he was, and that's how he feels. You know, when Rufai said this thing, I went to check I didn't watch the Chelsea game before that. They hauled Sterling down, and the referee didn't give a penalty. Like, I sit down, I'm like, is this guy? Some of these decisions look very premeditated. They look like somebody deliberately just wants to mess somebody up.
And you know what's like crazy in it? What's in there crazy for that game? Brentford obviously were in a low block. Chelsea don't get. That's why Arteta is 1000% right when he said there's too much at stake. Chelsea don't start the season, can't break down low blocks, not creating enough chances against low blocks, not taking their chances against low blocks. Bro, that game against Brentford starts. How Chelsea no score for first time, I'll never understand. The number of chances they created, the number of goal scoring, like they literally should have scored at least 2 goals. And then one of them can't be blatant penalty. You wave and play on. They can't end up losing the game 2-0.
I mean, it just beats understanding.
No, you got.
And you know the one where I know say Premier League don't they do now. No vex. Honestly, I've seen the trend now. What they are doing now is that they're using the media in favor of the referees. You see, after the Arteta thing happened, maybe they used to do it before, but it's never been done later.
You know what Arteta did when he went on that rant was he threatened the sanctity of the league. You know, when he questioned he questioned the integrity of the referees. Yeah. When you question the integrity of the referees, you're almost like, that's why the guy Neville, Jamie Carragher, all of them came
out. All of them.
You know, because
they were protecting the product. And I understand.
I understand. You know, because I said things like, for a best league in the world, this is not what should be. You know, we talk about our league. I'm embarrassed to be part of it and all of that. So he was threatening the sanctity of the league, and they came out in defense. I get that. But the truth of the matter is that if you want to defend this league, you have to get it right with the officiating. We can talk about quality of facilities, but the truth of the matter is that if you upgrade the quality of officiating the MPFL will go from 10 to 12 notches. Yeah. So the integrity of the league has to be protected by the officiating, because once the officiating is not right, and so somebody made a point. Have you noticed that Man City don't get on the back end of this bad officiating? Whether it is deliberately or coincidentally, that's how what people will see. Man City don't get bad officiating.
I never seen that.
These things don't happen to them. They hardly happen to them.
At least this very crazy one.
Man U Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham,
Man United was fast. Oh
the
God.
rest of the league, the league, you know, in a season have 4 or 5 defining decisions that change the course of a football match, and then one team doesn't have it. It just looks like, I'm not saying it looks like a conspiracy theory, but it looks like you are
let me bust your head.
Man City to go and win the league.
Let me bust your head. Sorry, Rufai. You know that when Tyson Fury and Ngannou fought, right? And people there, my friends on Twitter
by the way, you know, I woke up, I didn't watch that fight. I woke up in the morning. Well, it was a Sunday morning. I was preparing for church. I carried phone. I opened my phone. The first post I saw was that post. Tyson Fury won. I called the goal comment section. Baba, I have not seen a comment section that is so unanimous since I started going on Sky Sports. Everybody used the word robbery. As in, I'm not joking. Everybody used the word robbery. I saw people say, I'm a Tyson Fury fan, but this is daylight robbery.
Yeah. Now, I understand the sentiment, and sometimes this is why when when I have a child, I want to raise the child to have a bit of idealism, but also a bit of pragmatism as well. You understand? And reality. Can you imagine the disaster for the WBC? That a first-time golfer, just golf for a first time, knockout somebody that you have been saying that is
the finest heavyweight in a long time.
Can you imagine the damage to the product? Can you imagine that?
It's
complete damage.
That's what you call calamity of great proportion.
Calamity of
irreparable damage
of seismic proportion.
Seismic proportion.
Calamity of seismic
if now your product, you think say you go allow make it happen. Or maybe that year where we say principal for our school in our sports. They don't give sports. They don't give a jersey. They don't give a school bus. They go buy a school bus. They go, when I come go competition. When I no come win competition. You come back. You will never get funding again. Now we must win. You got to carry mercenaries. Go and win it.
See, you know that this Premier League.
So when I saw that thing, I said, look, in the end, I want to even look deeper from the thing. This guy, they look and say, this guy, now Spanish boy, this league doesn't have we get that. You get for school, call that Gary Neville, call that JB Carragher. This Arsenal, you don't say he go come out, Arsenal will still there. This boy na Spanish person he be. Don't say that league, he gets paid. Tomorrow now rematch you go higher. You go there,
I promise you,
shut him down.
I promise you, these people they collect a lot. Nobody just say we protect our own. That one thing. But they collect a lot. You know why you don't say they collect a lot? In fact, I will go a step further. You see, why also when they reviewed and make sure that they make sure that they put reasonable doubt on whether or not Tolitin actually fouled Gabriel. On a normal playing ground, there's nobody that would argue if that was a foul or not. But they made sure that every review that they did that was put out, especially that ref whatever show with Owen and Howard Webb. Everywhere they made sure that they put reasonable doubt on whether or not it was a foul on Gabriel, because it needed to remain like that. Oh, there was nothing the referees could do. There was not enough evidence. It needed to remain like that. And how you would know that? Baba, those people collect a lot. Every time they talk about that Arteta rants, they put it side by side with that other time that he was talking about when it was Man U Liverpool. When it was Arsenal Liverpool, that referees can make mistakes sometimes. Also, Arteta said that, but why he was indicative of a proper media rollout was that was not what Arteta said in response to that particular situation that Liverpool had their goal cancelled. That was not what Arteta said in direct to that listening in response to it. In fact, what Arteta said in direct response to Liverpool getting that goal chopped out was that he supports Jurgen Klopp. He supports Liverpool and he hopes they get justice. That was what Arteta said. But they never highlighted that.
Yeah.
They highlighted the part where he felt like Arteta spoke in favor of himself when he was against him, and now he's speaking in favor. It was a media rollout.
Yeah.
All of them.
How I know?
All
How
of
I
them.
know it was a rollout, right? It was a rollout. I say the same as in people like Paul Scholes in the tweet.
Like,
Also in the tweet.
like,
Bro. Gary Neville, the next morning, Gary Neville wake up. The first thing Gary Neville do. And God so have it. I think Tottenham play Chelsea on Monday or something like that.
yeah.
You get. God so have it. Paul Scholes will give them troopers. Everybody say class. What are you saying? What do you mean?
And now
What do you mean
everybody
class?
can't jump on now. So this is how class.
This is how you conduct yourself. What do you mean class? That one you say.
Not be only class. Now secondary school.
You don't know classroom.
I would never. I say. If you put 10 managers in the room here, they will find ways to manipulate the room.
You know another thing that was indicative. The moment Carragher said that nonsense, that Gabriel is a big man, he should be stronger. You are grabbing at straws. Now this is a narrative on just one our force.
Of course.
On our force. And if when you be said, look, referees make decisions, managers go at them. Why can't they? When we're talking about players, we talk about, you are in a profession where it is top 1% or top 0.5% of the world's population. Let's not even talk about world population. Top 1% of people that are aspiring to become professional footballers actually become professional footballers. So a smaller sample size. So when players now misbehave or they make mistakes or they don't perform up to expectation or they serve up mediocrity, we come at them with the idea that, look, you are operating in a top level ecosystem and your performances has to be that. We were the ones that advocated for referees being paid better. Why? Because you are operating in an ecosystem that is on top of the entire food chain. So if we're advocating for them to get paid better, it is not far-fetched. Your performances has to be on point. And if they are not on point, managers that are getting fired based on, you start the season, you prepare all week, and then I come and play during the weekend, and then you give me a decision that is madness.
You don't know what's at stake. You get. You know what's at stake. I say, I didn't watch Ten Hag press conference. When you lose to Newcastle, Baba. The guy, they try keeping cool. He keeping cool. One guy asked a question.
When they explain different things, be like that one when they explain, I played like this last season. We're playing. My God, they put Ten Hag through hell for that press conference. I cannot believe how he did that press conference like that.
Baba, the guy was. You can tell that the guy was just boiling under like this, waiting to explode. The guy now challenged him on the question. The guy said, I think just thinks in eye. Say, are you challenging me on this thing? And for me, I think that is all fair game. You understand? That's why you differentiate. You make the big box. You get average Man U manager. United manager will never earn less than 7-8 million a year. Do you understand? But it's part of it. You're a human being, so it's fine. But what I would say is, managers just putting so much. You get a system. It's clearly wrong. Clearly dips out. The manager should not speak to them. Come on, you can't do that. You can't do that. But I want let's touch base with Chelsea. This it will be unfair not to mention what I think was the best Premier League game this season
so far.
Let's say you don't come
that network decision.
I don't know where he go, but you see, as far as high level entertainment goes. That was it. I don't think that if you want to look at the game from two perspectives,
High
you
level
can say,
entertainment for neutral fans now.
for neutral fans. But I'm telling you, that win, that draw, would have done more for Chelsea than a win would have done for them.
Yeah, because of how they came. Because of how they came to the draw.
That draw, that score line, right? And them scoring last, it would do more for Chelsea than a 2-0 win would have done for them. Or because I think Chelsea were in a 2-1 lead. No?
Yeah.
If the game finished 2-1, I know this is Baba. Last season, there were so many times where the game didn't have very character. You see, it's easier to keep it going, play well. We won this game 2-0, But you don't know how your players reacted. They put on a bit of pressure.
Your network is.
Massive. You know what? And we're still talking about the table anyways. We'll still win this league anyways. But still the best players. But just can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but the video is still okay. You don't come back now. You don't come back now. I don't know what's in the. I don't know what's in the one.
Make I just you. Just hold on.
This kind of network where they want to do this morning like this.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah. So I was saying that win for Chelsea, that draw, because I think Chelsea, the fans should count it like a win. I saw some fans complaining. He said, "I don't say the Sassy, this one, that one." I understand your need for perfection, but you see, you have to realize that no matter how much money you spend, the money is not part of the human DNA. You understand? Human DNA is human DNA. Human beings are human beings. No amount of money that you give somebody, would change their ability to get tired, would change their ability to
get injured,
to get injured, or to lose their motivation or their confidence or whatever it is. If anything, the more money, the deeper they need to dig in, you get to find, the levels to maintain their, for want of a better word, their characteristics as a normal human being. So when I saw the Chelsea game, I was like, man, if Pochettino harnesses that result well, if he punches the right buttons, that can be a brilliant template to how he builds the team mentally. Because it's not one of those games where one player wins for the team, and games like that are good. But that game, you had Sterling. You can argue that two players were man of the match. You have Sterling, who I think was head and shoulders above any player on the pitch, right?
Sterling, I could not believe I was watching
Sterling rolling back the year 5 years down. Because the last time, I promise you, the last time I saw Sterling play that well, right? He wasn't playing. So I have to break this down, right? What Sterling did wasn't the last season. Sterling played exceptionally well. Was I think his second season at Man City, where he scored 17 goals, and scored some diamond goals that helped Man City win the league. I think it was Pep's second trophy or first trophy, Premier League. But you see, what he evolved into at at Man City wasn't the Sterling that left Liverpool.
He wasn't. No. Of course, he wasn't. Of course.
The guy at Man City, the best of Sterling at Man City, was the guy who Pep realized this guy.
End of the ball.
That's end of the ball.
Get him on the end of it. He taps it in.
That's it. You get what Sterling did last week was Sterling at Liverpool.
Yeah.
Taking the ball, putting his head down, seeing the space, and driving a screw through the space.
Yeah.
You know, step overs, jumping shoulder, waving people. I dare say, and Chelsea fans might want to say, you're going too far. But that was the nearest Eddie Hazard performance I've seen.
Of course. Has to be now because and it's also important because you have to give credit.
Yeah. Because what I want to say is that it's that kind of performance that the team did not need one player. Even if Sterling played good reach, you can still say, some people will say, oh, Gallagher was the man of the match.
Yeah.
You understand? So other people will tell you that, oh, you didn't see what Enzo did in terms of progressive passes. You understand? Now I see the stats now that Enzo, you know, has played the most progressive passes, you know, in all of Europe, you know.
Yeah.
But you see, what I miss is that the entire team was functioning as a unit. Like, this is my own role. I need to win the ball here to get it to this guy to deliver his own. And when this guy loses it, we need to push and win it back.
Exactly. You see, it was, I mean, as I was watching the game live, I was like, nah, you shouldn't do that. But then at the end of the game, you have to realize, and that was why I was like, look, you have to take the results because whether you like it or not, that's Manchester City you played against. That is arguably, bro, that's arguably top 2 most dangerous team in Europe. So if being able, and some people might look and criticize Pochettino and say, you know, conceding 4 goals at home, he went toe-to-toe with Man City. What you have to realize is that playing Man City, if you play against Man City, there are 2 things involved. It's either you believe that you can go toe-to-toe, not even necessarily 100% toe-to-toe. It's just, okay, we're not going to sit back completely. We're going to press them here. We'll let them have it here. You understand? So it's either you believe that we can go like that and would trust in our quality and in our strength to be able to play like that for the entirety of the game, or we'll sit back and hope that we can suck their motivation. Because whether you like it or not, even when you sit back, City can still break you down towards the end of the game. I've seen the last 5-6 games that Chelsea have played against City. It's ended 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0 in favor of City. Why? Majority of those games, you sat back and hoping to hit on the counter attack. And I can still remember one of them, De Bruyne scored maybe like 80-something minutes. So you can do that. So there's always 2 things involved. And Poch decided, you know what, we're going to play this way. We'll let them have it here. We'll press them here. We'll do it. But what I was most impressed about, like you rightly mentioned, the team functioned as a unit. So if we bring this person out and we put this person in, this is the role they are playing. And that's why now Enzo doesn't have to be the guy that, I have to create something. I have to create a goal for the team.
You have
I can remain in my pivot.
You're not always going to have magic.
Exactly. I can remain in my pivot and just string play together and give it to maybe Palmer or Sterling to carry it to the final turn. Just
trust that everyone in the team wants it as much as I want it. So as a result, I don't have to overextend myself. You understand? Because you see, where overextending yourself comes from is when you don't trust that the next guy wants it as much as you want it.
Who do?
So you want to so this guy criticizing Bruno. You know, you're right saying, you know, Bruno was making a run to protect himself, right? That he shouldn't break the team shape. I'm like, you know, I see what he's saying. You know, he's played the game, he's had experience, but I bet you differ. You know, you see, there's something that's clear that United team. One thing is clear, that not all the players have the same drive to be successful collectively and individually.
Or even
Right.
none of them have the desire to even be there and put it and leave everything on the field for the team.
And leave it on the pitch. So you're not going to tell me. I can see that this guy is not on the same level I am, right? And I believe that I have the slightest chance to win the ball back if I.
Well, in the game
press.
anyway, I have to do all I can.
You understand? You do what I can to
if we lose, I go blame all of us. Blame me, Joy.
You understand? You know. So because how do you explain a guy partying after they've gotten beaten? You understand? A guy from the city that should be the one telling other people that look for here, that's what we do. If we lose, it hurts everybody. Don't go out. You understand? How do you explain that? So going back to the Enzo thing, you know, that's what happens when the team realizes that this guy, like, don't worry, I see no go so now we I trust her. You understand? I trust her. See, I see no go so I got go, because I don't say there are chances that if you don't win the ball back, he will destabilize your position in a way that the guy will make a wrong pass, and that wrong pass will win the second ball.
Yeah, and where I was even going with that was that I've seen a couple criticisms too on social media. Say, Enzo, because you know these days now extreme analysis people they do. Okay, he's a midfielder. How many assists does he have? How many goals has he scored? Oh, okay, he's a defensive midfielder. How many tackles has he won? Now extreme, you know, this thing. When a team is functioning as a unit, and you in that team you have the right amount of quality that you need in every player, you can remain here. Like, people don't understand. For me, why I enjoy. I don't need Enzo to rack 17 assists at the end of the season. I don't even need him to rack 10. If he does it, add it to his game, good for him. But you see, I have seen a Chelsea side from last season, from 2 seasons, where, bro, you can't even hold the ball, pass the ball, receive the ball. The balance of the team when the team has the ball, the confidence of the team to be able to string plays together and move the ball and progress the ball. That's why you bring quality players into the team and they play their role. After the game, I saw people bringing out clips on Twitter saying, man, Chelsea playing out from the back like this against Man City. They're playing around Man City's press. The reason they can do that is because you have Enzo and Caicedo in front of the defense line. That's why you can do that. Even though Caicedo is not a sitting DM per se, but he has better receiving ability and calmness on the ball to play it, to release it. You don't know what that does for a team. It takes the team from just a ping-pong team to a team that actually has control. So I don't need the guy, he doesn't make 17 recoveries in one game. He doesn't make 2 assists in 2 games. No, the team has a balance and can function as a team, as a unit.
Yeah. If you ask me, I prefer, if you ask me what I prefer for a team to have and how my team should function overall is, people talk about United scored, Rafa scored 30 goals last season, right? And this season, he's not scored any yet. If you put it to me as a football fan, coach, whatever it is, what do you prefer your team to have? A team that everybody, somebody does two assists here, 4 assists here. I'd rather pick that team than a guy who's going to score 30 goals. A football team. I'd rather that.
Because if you get one small ankle injury now,
aside that, right? I prefer a team where players understand the principles of how we play, right?
Yeah.
That if I make this run, you get the right back knows that I'm going to play. So there's something United have been doing, and I hate to take away from Chelsea shine, but I watched Maguire's line, right? And I put in the group. I said Maguire was playing like I'd never seen Maguire play that well. And yes, the opposition was Luton. But you see, a lot of people you can take out of context what I said, right? But what I saw was a guy who was dedicating himself to the principles of how the manager wants to play, but 2, also by so doing, putting in his own individual, talents. So it's something United do when they build, when they build. And Ten Hag said it a couple of times. What the team do is they systematically shift the team's numerical numbers to one side of the pitch, right? And create an overload here with almost 9 players, and they switch the game. And to one guy who is idle on one side. Do you understand? For that guy to create action, more often than not, it is always Garnacho or Marcus Rashford. So I could see it happening. Guy was, when players do things in games,
you go not say that from training ground.
Repetitively, you go not say anything at training ground. You get it?
Yeah.
You do it the first time, do it the second time. Everybody will come inside. It was so crazy that it was Lindelof and Maguire. They will come. Everybody will come inside. Then Maguire will just switch the game to Garnacho. Garnacho will be alone. That's how Garnacho had that one-on-one where they just saying of a score.
It was standing clear.
It was standing clear. So you go back to the Chelsea thing. When I see a player doing something that is just in the ambit of what he should do, I like it. So if you take out Reece James, for example, and bring in Malo Gusto, what is going to be obvious is that Malo Gusto will not have the same level of efficiency as Reece James. But I want to see him try to do the same things.
Yep.
I want to see him try to
got in the position of the chance that he missed.
Yeah, or he missed. I don't want to see him. I don't expect that he should try to copy Reece James. You understand? But I want to see him keep the team's principles. Oh, we defend with a 3 or with a 4, and we attack with a 2. I want to see the same thing. Do you understand? And if you do that enough, you will not need one player to be a 30-goal scorer.
Yep.
You understand?
But that's what Pep does very well. Everybody understand this is what I want from you. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. This is what I want from my team.
How do you think they could play without the striker last season? That's exactly.
The league. Exactly. So
it's only them can do it.
And another thing is because when you see the game back, obviously when you are watching in the heat of it, you lose a lot of things. I have to give credit to Poch as well because there were so many things that he did in game. So at 3-2, City leading 3-2, shuffled, took Caicedo from deep, deep number 6, put him somewhere on the left, close to when Mudryk came on. Because now Mudryk don't come in. You can't compare his defensive work to that of Sterling when Sterling was there. So push Caicedo there. So that was why Caicedo was very close to Mudryk when the 3-3 happened. So he did one or two of those things for the entirety of the game. Okay, no, move this one here, move that one here.
Yeah, I said it that I watch Poch, and sometimes people go say, this UP man. I told you that for what I saw Poch do very well, right, was the reputation he has as a football, as one of the good guys, coaches, was gotten strictly from playing against teams that were perceived better than him.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
That is sports one kid can do.
The same way Pochettino used Chelsea, I see that year. Chelsea run now. It just Chelsea that you run now. Like Dele Alli, Kane, and Eriksen. You are dead.
Yeah.
You get crazy team. So and guess what? Those teams were very high octane and were very mobile, very upwardly mobile.
Yeah.
They were running like hell. So and what I would take away from the politics I've seen in the last couple of days is, people saying that I've been saying all along, when you want to play Man City, you have to be brave, you have to go at them.
Don't be so.
You guys have to understand how it works, right? Managers have said it over and over again, but people don't listen to it. Managers devise a game plan based on the quality or they're available to them.
Of players that they have.
The best managers. Some funny managers believe that they can create magic. You understand? They can create magic, right? And that's fine if it works for you. But if you watch the Gary O'Neill when that's another game that I was on commentary for that game. On exclusive rights Nigerian Info. Wolves Tottenham, bro. After the game, the guy was telling the team, what you guys did out there is exceptional. I could never have done that as a football player, right? But I want you guys to realize that this is your level, right? This is your level, bro. Wolves were hunting the players they have. They don't have the ability to finish moves, but they have the ability to hunt teams down in a disastrous. You get? They can win the ball high up, but the law of averages, if you win the ball back high up enough, and you overlook bodies in the box,
you score.
No matter how bad a day, you will score goal. So I think most like Carragher, they say, so when you want to play Man City, you have to be brave, you have to go out there, you have to come for them.
He's not just brave for nothing.
The Chelsea team do not have the ability to sit back.
If they played like this, if they played like this against City last season,
bro,
they go chop 5, they don't go score 1.
Bro, you don't have the ability. Cucurella doesn't have the defensive, the calmness to defend, concentrate for 90 minutes. Even in pump, when they go up and down for a penalty. You understand? Yeah. Is it the Sassy that switches off? That you say should play, we say should play in a low block. You get where Alvarez goes, leave out. You don't see the wrong way Haaland make. Oh, that boy is the bastard.
Let Silva for dead. Silva the form I can see. Let him for dead.
Have to come out after the game and say that, when I was younger, I would like to face this guy because the guy is at the peak.
Yeah.
The guy is straight at the peak of his power.
PlayStation. Where Haaland do that thing. Bro, like PlayStation.
I swear. They play true ball. Haaland
they play true ball. Silva thinks I can see the ball. He don't jump in front of him.
He just shuffle out for him back, enter in left side. But you see that thing, right? So I said, look, Sterling was Sterling play low block. Sterling cannot play low block. You get
how?
Because what I've noticed with Sterling is, he has to constantly be running. You understand? In a low block, sometimes you don't need to run. Don't break the line. Don't break the shape.
Just stay. Yes, sir.
Just stay. You get.
So what you
need to do is to be alive up here.
You also feel like, and we've talked about it before now. People think that playing low block is just, we sit there and just defend. It's incredible concentration. Why it is incredible concentration is that if you are playing openly, your winger is running, you can play pass to your winger, he misses it, doesn't get you, he attempts to dribble, he doesn't come off, the opposition wins the ball, you try and, tackle again. In a low block, every little detail, you can't afford to miss it. You are in a low block anyway, already. You miss it, you are in trouble. You miss it, like when in 2009, when Chelsea, that Barcelona-Chelsea game, Chelsea were in a low block, entirety of the game. Yes, you had a lot of chances to score on the counter. You didn't. And Iniesta equalized. Was it Iniesta or Xavi? Equalized last minute of the game. Why did Iniesta equalize at that moment? Michael Essien. Yeah, it was Michael Essien. For a split second, slept on covering that front. You understand? The ball just fell to Iniesta. He didn't control. If he controlled that ball, then
one time.
So when you are in a low block, it is an incredible level of concentration to make it happen at the end of the day. So
and what people don't realize is that for a low block, you need your goalkeeper to be world class. You can't play low block with a team that goalkeeper is not world class. I've never seen a team that plays low block and it worked out well without the goalkeeper is not world class. Because what you're saying in low block, is if you're tired of trying to break us down, have a go. You understand? And the goalkeeper is constantly telling the players, because you see, in a low block, it's crowded.
Crowded, yeah.
How do you see if someone takes a shot from range? So goalkeeper must constantly be, guys, give me this. Constantly communicating with the back line.
Constant communication. So
you can't do without it.
Also, that Chelsea game, I don't think Chelsea can play like that without someone that can perform like Gallagher performed. So I don't want to say without Gallagher. Because if you put somebody else there and they can put up that kind of performance, specifically the performance on Rodri, because it's almost overflowed already. how important Rodri is to this current Man City. The brother is not playing currently, so most of the time, that transitioning of the ball, picking the ball up, he's the effective piece. Every other person can do it, but not as effective as Rodri. Oh, pick the ball up, string it together. Before you know, he goes to Grealish. Before you know, he's back. He goes to Rodri. Does it incredibly well. If you play the way Chelsea played against City, and you know that you don't have somebody that is constantly on Rodri or somebody that's constantly monitoring what they want to do between their defense to their midfield. Maybe Rodri is picking up or John Stones is falling to the midfield to pick up. If you know that you don't have people to watch that constantly for the entirety of the game, don't do it.
Yeah. You know, I told somebody, you know, I think I know it was you guys I told you guys like 3 or 1 month ago on the pod that you see, I thought this Chelsea game 4-4, I loved it. I enjoyed every minute of it, you know. But you see, I revert to the point I made before. This game has to be used mentally to motivate the team, and in terms of some good things that you going forward as well. But you're not always going to be able to play like this, and I tell you why. Last season, Fred did the job that Gallagher did, basically, effectively. You know, you have a man. This is your assignment today. Chase him down, kill him. When he wants to go toilet with him. Now, in other games, not many teams have a player of this quality. Do you understand? What that now means is that Gallagher will now have to do other things.
You have to show his own quality.
And to now show your own quality. Your own quality today is to play. Do you understand?
Yeah, make another person chase you too.
Make another person, you know. What that now means is that you run the risk of carrying, what do you call it? Carrying slackers, you know. So that's where players like could come in. Do you understand? If you have an Nkunku in your team, right? Or because if you don't have a player like Rodri to man mark, and Gallagher is going to have more of the ball on his feet, you have to play more.
Yep.
So you will not start seeing how many times does he use the ball properly. You feel? So that's why I tell people, like, look, you know, it's nice, but it's a good template to have for big games. But I keep saying big games don't win you. Don't win you your target.
They don't win you the league. At least in the league, they're not going to win you the league.
They don't meet your targets. Big games don't meet your target. I'm telling you. When it came down to qualify for Champions League last season, United needed to beat your West Ham, beat your Fulham. That's what they needed in the end. You get.
Yep.
When it came down to winning title, Arsenal had to beat Southampton, had to beat West Ham, had to beat Bournemouth, on which they all
the big games are just the handful of points anyway.
They're a test of they're one-off test of your mentality.
Your level.
You understand? Like your level, like where are you? Do you understand? Like, okay, we'll play. Do you understand? Your principles of play, how you guys work as a team. But it's not going to win. So that's what Poch needs to now. I think that's, for me, that's the next phase for him. How do you now engineer the team to play a system across, to know that, okay, every other week or every week, this is what's expected of us, not on this week. Because if you're in dressing rooms, there are games that are, I mean, manager offices, there are games that are highlighted, oh, this game here is a big game. But what Poch should now find is, how does the team operate standard without any, you know, I don't need to play Man City, we're not playing Liverpool, we're not playing Arsenal. I think he has played Liverpool now, have lost. Play Arsenal now, they haven't lost, Abi. Play Man City now, they have not lost.
They have not lost to the big, you know, team.
So that's it. That's it for me. But kudos to Chelsea. And I have to say as well that Haaland got a lot of criticism last season. But a lot of people might not understand anything, but if you just check your normal daily life, you understand it. When you get into a position in life that someone makes something easier for you, right? You tend to try to make life easier for yourself as well, right? Last season, Haaland came into an environment where it was like he couldn't believe the quality of service he was getting. he couldn't believe the quality of enjoyment. So it was like, they told me that this thing was supposed to be hard work.
Yeah.
So his game,
The brother was
other
just
aspect of
serving
his
it
game,
up.
bro,
Just serving
other
it
aspect
up.
of his game dropped maybe 0.5 here, 5% here. I just want to focus on finishing his moves. But what I'm starting to see this season again with Haaland, he's starting to revert to the qualities that we knew him play at Dortmund. See the goal when he scored against these guys for Champions League outside the team. You get he's beginning to he's beginning to take up roles. So look at his starting position now. He's not starting the box as much again. A lot of his runs is starting outside the box because he knows that now I don't have De Bruyne at the moment to make up my mind for me. Do you understand? I need to make up the mind of the player or go and create something for myself. Yeah. So the run for example, the run for Thiago Silva, I can promise you, that game, De Bruyne Haaland would score maybe like 5 goals for that game if De Bruyne did it. I'm telling you. Because he could just, you know what's if you put in 10 crosses into the box, I go, who is Disasi go mark me, I've been a Kubrela go mark me, I've been a this thing, you know. So credit to Haaland for, and that's why I say that, you know, not giving that kid the Ballon d'Or, big travesty. You know, because they pounced on that last season. Oh, all it does is tap ins. What do you mean it's called tap ins? What do you mean it's called tap ins?
No, I mean, it is what happens. It is what happens when you are competing with someone that has the star power of Messi. That's what happens. Yeah. If Messi was not involved in that thing, this narrative, you know how people do now. You know the way human beings behave. We already have our bias in our hearts. You make a decision already that is probably, you know, informed by the bias that you already have. But to make it look logical to people, we create narratives around it to make it, oh, you know, Sabi really play now, only tap into the score. Oh, you know, just to make it be acceptable logically.
Yeah. Yeah. And that Kopama boy, they should just allow the boy keep playing. I've seen too many of them.
You know, that's what English people they do now. They don't make noise anywhere.
They should just let the kid. They should just let the kid.
Then I sure I talk with now one word we sure I use where I look and say, Alan sure. This nonsense that I do. He's not
just
a player. If we say we
play.
never sign up, but we signed him, nobody will sell your show. He used one word like that. I can't remember. I'm like, bro, relax, calm down. Boy has done well. You know, considering
I like
everything.
I like the way. See, I'm telling you. See, when young players bust onto the scenes, they want to show that they can be part of the big time. Do you get? It is when we now expect that okay, this is the level you have shown us that you can play. Oh yeah, play
now. Of course now. There is no even you can't be.
You get. Don't be Rashford. Rashford is 26 years old, bro. 26 years old, a grown-ass man.
Yeah, right? Grown-ass man.
Grown-ass man. You don't to say at the level where you fit say, you fit score this kind of goals.
He didn't
you get. We don't come plan full season on you. We put you at the center point. You run away.
It was another reason why when Dele Alli had the situation, and you can't say that. You can't say that, you know better. And I always don't like to say it because you can't judge anybody if you've not walked in their shoes. But I will say that. At least now I can say it because it didn't happen to me. It would have made more sense, I think, if Dele Alli did that interview he did after I had retired. Because right now, it feels like, oh, you have put out an interview to get people off your back for not doing well in football anymore. That's what it feels like. And, I don't know. I hope he heals from whatever it is that is going on with him. But the football on the field got bad. Like you said in the interview, when it was good, you were indulging in all of these things when it was good as well. So the reality of it is that it got bad on the field was why you had to take a step back and be like, this is the way I do. So it would have made more sense, in my opinion, to fight and try to fix that on-field first.
Get it right.
And when
do
it's
interview.
all said and done, you have proven that, or you have not been able to fight it, whatever the case is, to then do the interview. Because we've seen too many examples of these English players. They burst onto the scene. Oh, it's the best thing. He's the best talent after Pogba scoring. He can bend it like Beckham. All these things. A year or two into their time, you go, they look.
You didn't see David Bentley? Papa?
David Bentley.
Oh my
God. That boy can play ball.
That boy can play ball. Like if not ball, that boy can play ball. Now small remain, make it no better like Beckham. Now small remain.
Yeah, that's small remain. Now actual small remain.
Now small remain, make it no better like Beckham.
Boy. Well,
you get
that's small remain.
Tom Cleverley.
You know.
My God. Oh, you get one FA Cup competition. FA competition will play Chelsea. I've been at Chelsea or something like that. Baba. This boy ball the fuck out. You know. So you see a player like Heung-min Son had last season that was bad. You know. What does the player do? You know, say, man, I'm a foreign national here. I'm gonna come here.
That's where they go.
Work hard to get guys.
That's where they go military this team.
You don't knock down the next. You don't knock down next season. You don't come back.
You have to work out. You see, which is why I give a lot of respect. I was going to say that, which is why I give a lot of respect to, for example, someone like Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling gets a lot of criticism. Even he's not their favorite there, even though he's an English player. You know, they do all sorts that they do. You know, with him, he's this, he did that. They report all those negative things about him. But the truth is that every time the guy has come to a difficult time, come to an obstacle, the only solution is to try and get your game better. That's the only response you have.
That much you can say about Sterling. That much you can say about Sterling.
Get your game better. The guy gets a lot of criticism, and a lot of those criticisms he deserves a lot of times too.
Sterling, if you don't say so, hey God.
He deserves a lot of times too. But he like, has, you know, the numbers.
Bro,
he has been one of the best players of his generation.
I predict it now. You know, if Sterling keeps playing like that, you know, Modric is in real trouble in that team, right?
Complete trouble, and I love it
because talent-wise, Modric doesn't have the talent that Sterling has. We're being very, very factual.
I don't know about that.
He don't get that.
No, if it's pure talent, that Modric boy is a madman.
I don't. Which man?
The things that boy.
He cannot do anything.
That boy can do with a football. Sterling just runs and dribbles. Sterling.
Do you know what Anthony can do with football? You don't see Anthony for.
That's what we're talking about. Raw talent. Executing it now in a high-level game is a different thing entirely.
My brother.
About raw talent. No.
My brother. I speak about these days. I speak about talent related to what I want to use it for. You understand? Right?
So, that's not.
They say.
Raw talent too.
But anyway, you know, the point is,
you know, Modric doesn't have
that.
You know, Modric doesn't have a weak foot. Strikes the ball the same way with the right.
I don't hear. But you know, there are only 3-4 players in history that I have seen that have a near equivalent left and right foot. Number one, right? Because of the amount of goals he scored with his left and right foot, right? I would say, I won't put goals. Number one, Santi Cazorla, right? Number 2, Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Number 3, what's this guy's name? Now Premier League player.
There are not a lot of players. I mean, off the top, and it wasn't even as
Cazorla, Ronaldo,
as them Cazorla, Michael Ballack. Ballack was his left foot, but wasn't even as
Ballack right leg.
No,
Ballack right leg.
Ballack they play in passes with his left. If there's a pass that Ballack can play with his right leg, he can make it with his left.
There's a Premier League player now that could do left as well as this thing. Also, the fourth person I want to call was Nani Nani's left foot, right? But just for shooting.
You did talk about
just
say,
for shooting. No.
You did talk about say
Just for shooting.
because they mentioned Nani.
I was looking for Mason Greenwood. No. Mason Greenwood. That's what I was looking for. Mason Greenwood.
You call the talk Nani.
No, Nani's that's why I put the caveat. Nani's was for shooting. Just for shooting.
Shooting, anybody can do that. If you train it enough. No, in the heat of the game, the ball bounces. If he places very well for you, you put your boot through it, you can fly.
Fine. I can. In fact, at the point, I felt that Nani's left leg was better than Ronaldo's left leg. Like at the point, right? But seriously, guys.
Wait till I go talk now. Wait till they take your left leg.
Cazorla, Greenwood, and Ronaldo. The left leg and right leg is almost the same thing.
Wait till I go talk now. That your left leg. Even Ronaldo himself, for me, they shake. Why they shake now? Say dead ball. When the ball they completely dead, ping up effectively with both legs. That's my own. That's why I mentioned, because I remember very well. Ballard, there is no 15 yards, 60 yards. Ballard will ping down with the left, as well as Cazorla with the right.
Cazorla will stand for.
No, Cazorla Baba.
It will stand like this for penalty. Then it will stand like this. I say, what kind of nonsense?
That Cazorla really.
That Cazorla is a madman. You know.
So
anyway, that's it. Shout to Gallagher as well. I thought Gallagher, I can see the guy improving.
He has won me over. I wanted them to get him out of that team.
It's hard work. That's why hard work always trump everything.
No, he has improved all around, guy. I swear. Gallagher has always been hardworking. But what I always complained about that time was that his football brain is zero. But he has improved all round. I don't know how he has done it.
The Sterling agenda where I want me to shut down immediately, and the one where we say they won't make it enter England team back immediately. I'm like, I can see the agenda. I'm like, what does he have to do to get to the English team? What kind of stupid?
No, but he should now, because the people where they go around, they know they play well.
He should not. The only person you should remove for him
at the moment is not playing well.
The only person you should remove for him is Rashford. You get?
Well, wait.
But to say
Rashford.
To say that he should be there. Come on, what kind of nonsense is that? Because just play. The last 2-3 games are good.
Who else is in the team?
Foden. You can't remove Foden now. You can't remove Saka.
You remove Rashford now because you've invited. You've invited Cole Palmer now. As Palmer had a better season than Sterling.
Palmer for the difference he can make to the team, I think he should be there.
He has not had a better season than Sterling. The cocoa is that the people that are inviting over him, but it's good for me. They should not invite him.
So that's what I'm saying, because that's for me. That's why Sterling is playing well. Sterling, that next year Euros, Naim they fight. That's what Rashford did last season now. Now what can make Rashford play well now?
But I would say though, at the start of the season, Sterling, he actually said, I was going to say it now. He actually said at the start of the season that, from the kind of season the team had last season, he's approaching this new season with a new whatever. He changed training, whatever, changed diet, whatever, changed everything. So he's trying to see if that can help him have a better season. Because obviously now he's in a team that demands something different from him. They'll be tapping. Nobody will give him tapping.
Fair play to him. If you said it before the season starts, you can't knock a man for that. You get. And I have to make a retraction on the show today. A retraction, and I want you to put this in asterisk. No Bruno Fernandes slander will be allowed.
This internet you want fuck you up. As you want to talk about the internet, what since?
No Bruno Fernandes slander will be allowed on the show.
I talk about that.
He's a world-class player, and I take back all the comments I made about Fernandes 2 weeks ago. Baba, you see about Fernandes to play? Hey, my Jesus.
They tell us something that they tell me say Bruno Fernandes. Baba,
Poskos is one of the most grim. It's hard to please Poskos because, and I understand why, because
that's
the ball, Poskos now you get. So sometimes he says a lot of off-point stuff, but I can understand that you just can't comprehend why a player cannot do this simple thing, right? Poskos said, that he's always surprised when he sees people, praising Fernandes for, he came into the middle today, deep beside, he sat beside Casemiro and started playing well, or he sat beside McTominay and started playing well and started pinging balls. He said that he has watched the player. That Fernandes can ping balls in his sleep.
Yes,
what he wants from him is just better body language. That's the biggest thing he wants from him. Like,
it's good that you mentioned it.
Body language.
It's good that you mentioned it because I want to link this thing now to. You saw that comment from Carlo Ancelotti where he said the problem with
creativity,
the new age managers.
Yeah, they want to condition.
They want to confine,
control everything, every single aspect of the game.
You understand? And it's what we talked about. If I'm a Bruno Fernandes, I'm playing in that United team. There's Wan-Bissaka on the right, whatever. I know that in this team, if I go to Wan-Bissaka and pick the ball, I can send it to Garnacho on the left. In-goal receiver. I know my quality. My teammates know my quality. The coach knows my quality. And we've talked about it on the show too. It makes no sense for the coach to know that this is what you can do. But the coach then tells you, no, you are playing directly behind the striker and I want you to just be there. Knowing fully well that the people behind me, I don't think they are up to what is our transition level. How good can it be? The player also, there needs to be room for the player to be able to see the game the way it is on the field. Okay, now me no say this opposition guy, like say this guy don't retire. He know they cover the yards where supposed to cover. I go bust my run, enter that place. I feel don't go tell my teammates, say, see, once you see the ball, watch, I go enter that place. Don't put that way. There needs to be room for the player also to be able to say, okay, this thing I feel do and I go do. So if you look at a Bruno on the field, don't worry. That was what I was like, bro, anything can be going up at United. Different things can be happening. Bruno is the guy, come the end of the season, go and look at the performances he has put out. There's a level he doesn't drop beyond. His numbers, his everything. He's a goal-finding machine. Like, that's one thing in the Premier League today. Kevin De Bruyne does that fantastically well. But even as a goal-hunting machine, I don't think Kevin De Bruyne does it better than or as good as Bruno. In terms of, I'm not saying we Kevin De Bruyne's one, it is about playing passes and finding his attackers. Bruno go hunt the goal. Either make him by himself, come run, enter, say make him cross and come. Or make him shoot, or make him play free kick, or make him, like, the guy just wants to make something happen for the team.
I think, yeah. As far as just strictly goal hunting goes, as far as goal hunting goes, I think that in terms of just being solely focused on goal scoring and like getting goals and creating chances, Bruno is like, on par. What Kevin De Bruyne does better than anybody is complete. You get the completeness to Kevin De Bruyne's game, and there is a I want to do all the aspects of the game so well. You get, so Kevin De Bruyne cares about the 5-yard pass. You understand? He's more aware when he's in a defensive shape of how I make this pass and he gets to this person. Bruno still tried some nonsense, to try some nonsense for back and all that kind of stuff, and whatnot. I think we have come to the end of it. Let's leave it there.
Yes, so international break, they don't have to wait.
He ran away from. I think I want us to speak about who are the best defenders in the world. Because I see this the Van Dijk agenda coming back up. They want to bring.
He has not been
back.
I don't look at the lab.
And it's Saliba. I put a tweet. I said Saliba needs to watch. He needs to watch, and that's why I love Deschamps. And it goes back to what we said about confidence as well. Deschamps said when he plays in Arsenal, right, he doesn't have to think about if he will play this week. When he plays with us, you get, he has to think about, if I play and I don't play well, there are people that are as good as I am to come into the team. So it goes back to what we said about confidence and the manager giving you confidence and how it directly affects, your game. Maybe people say, you guys, a bunch of guys, don't know what they're saying, but if I say week in, week out, manager will just confirm the entire level. But yeah, I want to speak about that. And somebody put Kim Min-jae in as one of the best defenders in the world, and I want to speak about that and all that stuff. But yeah, that's it. Let's leave it there. Thanks guys for watching the podcast. See you next week. look, we did this for all the OGs. Thanks for always reminding us pushing us to record. Sometimes I can promise you that the messages you send to the podcast, myself, Wale, Mufai, Ini, IBK, whatever it is, are the sole reason we get around and record. So thank you very much for that, for pushing the guys, and we'll see you very soon. Yeah. Thanks. Put a like on the video, put a comment, and yeah, let us know how it goes. Yeah. Have a great week, guys. Bye.